I'm Earl Stewart. I welcome you to Earl Stewart on Cars, how to buy, lease, maintain, or repair your car without being ripped off by a car dealer.
If I just wanted to understand the magnitude of change of the manufacturer's suggested retail price between December of 2019 and now, what is the MSRP change percentage between December 2019 and now on, let's say, just to pick a car, the Toyota RAV4, for example?
Victoria, the MSRP, it can be misleading in terms of the price of the car. The manufacturers are raising their prices considerably, but they do it in sneaky ways. MSRP is pretty public, and when you have an MSRP increase, and it's published, and everybody knows, the Chevrolet Corvette went up $300, the Toyota RAV4 went up $600, whatever. But what the manufacturers don't publicize are changes in freight, for example. Now, freight is a misnomer. It's not really freight. It's just additional profit. They have a standardized freight, so they have dealers that are receiving vehicles that are 100 miles from the manufacturing plant that are having the same freight charge as the one that lives 2,000 miles away. If you look at the freight charge, and they call it a destination charge sometimes on the car you bought, you'll say, how could it possibly have cost that much for the car to be shipped? Well, it didn't. It's just the way they have a marking up. And the other way they mark up cars is they take away incentives from the dealers. And depending on the economy, the supply and demand situation, manufacturers have secret incentives for the dealers. They call it dealer incentives, and they have customer incentives. So you see the $1,000 rebate advertised for customers. You don't see the $1,000 rebate advertised. They don't advertise it. It's secretly given to the dealers. They also have holdbacks and things like that. So MSRP, many years ago, 1958, when it became required by law to put MSRP on every new car, it really meant something then. Today, MSRP is almost meaningless because there's so many other hidden profits, not just to the dealers, but also to the manufacturers.
Okay, so getting bogged down in negotiating on MSRP is almost meaningless in that case.
Here's the main advantage to MSRP. If you're looking at a Honda Accord, and you want to buy one at the lowest price with a certain amount of equipment, the MSRP at each Honda dealer that you shop, and you should get multiple bids, prices, is the exact same car. So if you deal back in the day before COVID for a discount from MSRP, if you got a $2,000 discount and that was your biggest discount from 3 dealers, then that is really the best price if it's an out-the-door price. The problem today is when you shop around, you find out how much over MSRP you're going to have to pay. But it's still a basis. So no matter what kind of a new car you're shopping, the MSRP at dealer A will be the same thing at dealer B, C, D, meaning the same thing, the same car. So you're comparing apples and apples. Use that as your point of reference when you're shopping back in the day for discounts, today for markups. How much over MSRP are you going to have to pay?
Which ingredient is the biggest problem?
You mentioned a RAV4. A RAV4 hybrid is in high demand, low supply. A regular RAV4, not so. So each manufacturer knows. Toyota dealer can tell you which cars we're getting more of and which cars we just don't get.
Right. And there's other factors too. COVID is still playing a big role. It's a little bit earlier this year. We had a big slowdown. They cut back the allocations that we were getting because of a big outbreak in Southeast Asia, where a lot of parts come from. So when people miss work because of COVID, they shut down the line and they can't get the parts. There is one caveat to that. Okay. As I'm studying the increases, which by the way I did overstate the increase. If the average, it's probably around $400 to $500 average increase, but. These were in the middle of the model year. So these, for example, a 2022 Highlander Hybrid had an increase of $450 in MSRP. So you could be looking at a 2022 Highlander hybrid that delivered in April, and then one in May that came in with a $450 increase in MSRP.
Yeah. Of course, then buying cars today, $450.
It's not much.
Plus or minus.
It's nothing compared to the dealer markups.
Yeah.
But it was interesting. The reason it was notable to me was that normally we just see the routine MSRP increases. This came out of sync, and it was basically cited inflationary pressures on the supply chain, materials, and especially for copper, steel, and polypropylene. And they had to increase the car prices. That's what they said.
Hi, this is Earl Stewart. Thank you for watching this video. If you would like to be notified of new videos that we post to our YouTube channel, simply click on the subscribe button and the bell icon in the lower right-hand side of the screen.